How to be a villain.
People rushed over, forming a circle around Chu Xiu and hurriedly covering his lower half. One survived after falling from such a height. "The young miss is here. Please make way." The young miss stepped forward calmly. "Manager Wu, what is going on here? Explain it to me." Manager Wu bowed respectfully. The airship was flying normally when this person suddenly fell from the sky. "Young miss, under such circumstances, this person may have encountered a formidable enemy. For safety, it would be best to throw him off the airship to avoid inviting trouble." The young miss shook her head. "Heaven cherishes life. If we had not encountered this, then so be it. But since we have, let us help him if we can. Take him back to the cabin to recuperate." Manager Wu bowed again. "Yes." Lying motionless, Chu Xiu sighed inwardly. "I have successfully arrived 100,000 years in the past. My clothes and belongings were no longer within the range of protection, so they are all gone. Moreover, the rules of this world are different. I cannot move for the time being." He let out a helpless sigh. This is truly a difficult situation. However, although Chu Xiu could not move normally for the time being, he was not worried that these people would try to harm him. After all, he possessed the ancient holy body. Several men tried to lift him from the ground. A thin, weak-looking man strained and said, "This person is too heavy." Manager Wu snorted. "Have the meals from the past 2 days all been for nothing? Step aside, let me do it." He bent down and tried to lift Chu Xiu. Immediately, his arms trembled violently. Veins bulged across his face as he grit his teeth. Chu Xiu silently closed his eyes. Manager Wu continued struggling, barely managing to prop Chu Xiu into a sitting position. The ladies nearby burst into laughter. One of them said curiously, "Who exactly is this person? Even Manager Wu, who is in the Divine Bridge realm, cannot move him." Manager Wu finally lost his temper. "Darn it," a man exclaimed in shock. "Have you noticed that the bow of the airship is bending under his weight? Oh my goodness, just how heavy is this person?" Manager Wu turned hurriedly. "Young miss, look at this." The young miss waved her hand calmly. "Let him stay here for now." The airship continued its steady journey through the sky. Chu Xiu thought quietly, "One day has passed. Although I still cannot sit up on my own, I can at least move my fingers now." Just then, the young miss walked over. Chu Xiu gazed at the sky and spoke softly. "Thank you for letting me stay here for a while." The young miss froze. "You are awake?" She hurried closer. "How are your injuries?" Chu Xiu replied calmly. "It will probably take a few more days to fully recover." He paused briefly. "I still do not know your name, young miss." She smiled gently. "My name is Juju. I do not yet know your name, young master." "What a lovely sounding name," Chu Xiu said sincerely. "My name is Chu Xiu." He hesitated slightly, then asked, "Missin, have you ever heard of the Taisu Holy Land?" And Juju thought for a moment before shaking her head. "I have only heard of Taiyi, Yaoguang, and Yaoqi, but never the Taisu Holy Land." Chu Xiu's heart stirred. The fact that she has never heard of the Taisu Holy Land means that Taisu has not yet been established, he thought. The Taisu Emperor has not yet ascended. It seems I truly have come to the right era. As long as I resolve Tian Nu's matter here, I can return in peace. Chu Xiu spoke again. "Miss Anne, I am unfamiliar with this place. Where are you heading?" "This is the Qinfeng Empire of the Eastern Continent," and Juju replied. "We are heading to Tai'an City." "A free ride then," Chu Xiu thought with a faint smile. "Miss Anne," he said aloud, "I can sense that your talent appears and disappears. Could it be that you are following the path of literary cultivation?" And Juju nodded. "I do study literature. This trip to Tai'an City is also to seek admission to Zhulu Academy." Zhulu Academy, Chu Xiu murmured inwardly. He had seen that name in the ancient records of the Holy Land. Literary cultivation, unlike orthodox cultivation, is an unconventional path, he reflected. It cultivates literary talent and wisdom, upholds righteousness, and follows the natural order upon reaching mastery. One's words flow effortlessly, capable of killing with a single word or creating heaven and earth with a single pen. Unfortunately, after the fall of the emperor, the rules of heaven and earth changed. Literary cultivation gradually declined. Chu Xiu spoke softly. "The people of today do not see the moon of old, yet the moon of today once shone upon the people of old." And Juju's eyes lit up. "What a fine poem. You are very talented, young master." Chu Xiu shook his head. "This was written by a very famous poet. I definitely do not possess that kind of talent. If it is helpful to you, feel free to use it. Consider it repayment for the kindness of taking me in today." She nodded, her gaze lingering thoughtfully on Chu Xiu lying on the floor. On the An family's airship, 1,000,000 miles ahead, 3 men stood silently atop the branch of a towering tree. The man wearing a red scarf spoke coldly. The An family's young miss is almost here. Another replied, prepare to strike. The flying ship passed beneath a massive full moon. Back on the deck, and Juju asked softly, young Master Chu, are you still unable to move? Chu replied, not yet. It is getting late, and Juju said gently, I should return to my room to rest. Please rest well here. All right, Chu answered. Good night. As she left, Chu sighed inwardly. I never would have thought that I, old demon Chu, once so heroic, would end up lying here without clothes, chatting idly like this. This scene is truly amusing. However, although I cannot move for the time being, I can still exert a little strength. He closed his eyes. In the next instant, his consciousness drifted outward, traveling through the vastness of outer space, still stark naked in body, though not in spirit. Crossing the river of time is truly dangerous, Chu thought quietly. I wonder how other cultivators survive when they enter unfamiliar eras without the support of a realm gate. Could it be, Chu wondered silently, that throughout all of history, I am the only one who has successfully accomplished this? Suddenly, his eyes snapped open. Boom! The airship shook violently as it was struck from the side. Thick smoke billowed from the hull. Manager Wu's expression changed drastically. What is going on? It is an enemy attack. Cloaked figures leaped onto the deck from above, while others landed on the opposite side, sealing off all escape routes. Manager Wu shouted loudly, we are from Chixie's and family. If you intend to rob us, you had better think twice. One of the cloaked men laughed coldly. The An family? Who do you think you are? The people we intend to kill today are precisely members of your An family. Manager Wu's face turned pale. Hurry, call Shu Keqing. A figure descended swiftly onto the deck. Shu Keqing scanned the enemies and spoke solemnly. 3 of them are in the transcendent realm, and 1 is a lesser saint, ambushing us with this lineup. Is that not excessive? One of the enemies chuckled. Heh. To cut the weeds and eliminate the roots, what is wrong with using overwhelming strength for a small task? Another said impatiently. Enough nonsense. Attack! Before the clash began and Juju stepped forward calmly. Before we die, may I ask, who exactly wants my life? Chu-Shu's eyes flickered with interest. Oh, this is interesting. A cloaked man replied coldly. Miss Anne, sometimes it is better to remain a little clueless. His aura surged as he charged forward to attack. And Juju whispered softly, kill. She lifted her brush. With a single graceful stroke, spiritual light surged forward like a flowing river. 2 enemies in the transcendent realm stiffened, then collapsed instantly, their vitality extinguished. Manager Wu stood frozen in disbelief. Is this really our family's bookish young miss? Chu-Shu's gaze sharpened. Her cultivation is not high, not even at the perfection realm, he thought. Yet she killed 2 transcendent realm cultivators in an instant. I was not mistaken. She truly possesses a secret, a great treasure. A faint smirk tugged at the corner of his lips. The remaining enemies froze, their confidence shaken. And Juju silently stepped closer, positioning herself near Chu-Shu. At that moment, Chu-Shu slowly raised one hand and said calmly, Xiao Du Madai, Miss Anne, leave these people to me. The enemies stared in disbelief. A pervert? One of them muttered. Their eyes fell on Chu-Shu lying on the deck, clearly unarmed and unclothed, yet strangely composed. And Juju hesitated for only a moment, then nodded. Very well, young Master Chu. Please proceed. Chu extended his fingers and lightly touched the deck. Boom! Dark energy surged outward in rippling waves, spreading across the airship like ink spilling into water. The deck trembled, and Juju, Manager Wu, Shu Keqing, and the remaining enemies all stared in shock, unable to comprehend what they were witnessing, as the dark energy continued to surge and distort the air itself. Thank you so much for watching. That's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to help me grow my channel. Your support means the world to me. Don't forget to leave a comment below. I love hearing from you. Let's keep the conversation going and get those analytics buzzing. Until next time, take care.